on the ground. I'm not coming down. I want to go higher, higher, higher than that.
Welcome back to the Business is Human podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Fleetwood Hession, and we're here to bring you episodes that blend meaningful work with profitable success. Here to steward what I call the age of humanity. I believe if we transform the way we work, we can transform the way that we live. As always, my friendly request, if you like what you hear, hit subscribe so you don't miss any episode, and leave a review to tell the other humans that they might like it too. Always looking to help you and connect with others. All right, let's get into it, shall we? I'll just start off this episode by saying I hope this is one that you will forward to every leader that you know, post on LinkedIn, share. Create a company newsletter out of this. Get this one to everybody, because this is a message that I put out every single year because it happens every single year. And we need to stop it, or at least get better at it. Warning, I am in the midst of writing a book that I'm super excited about. We'll talk about another day. But my brain is so just overtaxed in a beautiful way. No complaints. I love every single second of writing this book. It has been the joy of my life over the past several weeks, but I'm having a hard time, I can already tell, finding the words. And so just know that disclaimer. But this message is too important not to get out to you today. We need to stop playing year-end hot potato. And some of you may not even know what the hot potato game is. Probably should have looked up where it originates, because you know I love to do that. But busy writing a book didn't do it. We just got to get it off our plate and onto someone else's. And this is pretty typical at the end of the year, because we do that thing where we think, I'm going to hurry up and get caught up so I can rest. And then by getting caught up, what that means is you gather up everything, because you don't work in isolation. We work as teams in a company, and then you dump it over to somebody else. You know, the year end just hits different. It just does. There's this clash of personal and professional that strains our humanity like no other time of the year. Everybody's just trying to tie a bow on something. Literally and figuratively, right? Oh my gosh, that makes me laugh. So instead of doing that, hey, can you, real quick question before the holiday, I'm just passing this over to you real quick. You probably use very polite language when you're doing it, and you may even feel bad because you're doing it, but let's figure out a way to do it a little bit differently so that you don't need to feel bad. So let's just all just hand over heart, deep breath. Most things don't need to be done before Christmas, before the holiday. Some do. Some absolutely do. But not everything does. In our nervous systems, as humanity, as a collective, especially moms, are already overstimulated. It started back before Thanksgiving, and it continues until December 26th, which I have officially called Mom's Day of Rest, December 26th. I actually even submitted that to the getting on the list of like official holidays. I haven't heard anything back. But it's true. So the overstimulated nervous system as a collective is real. It's here. It's happening. And so I want this episode to be your permission slip, your leadership reminder. I don't care what you call it. But the call to action is to evaluate what you can stop passing on to someone else before the end of the year. Stop playing the hot potato game and instead lead with a keen awareness of all of our humanity. So And let's do a little science because, that's what we do around here. When our nervous system feels pressure, it's a perceived threat. The aspect of having a deadline called holiday break or just holiday is a perceived threat to our nervous system. Year-end evaluations, all the things that need to be wrapped up by the end of the year, plus the holidays, it just is. So it kicks us into activation mode. And when we're in activation mode, we're in urgency, hurry. And so our nervous system is seeking relief. It's scanning the environment, it's scanning our lives and saying, where can I get relief? And so oftentimes what happens is the relief seeking in us to try to calm our own nervous system leads us to put things over on somebody else to get it off our plate. So then we go from relief seeking to relief dumping onto somebody else, offloading our stress onto somebody else. And again, I don't think it's malicious. I think most of you are really, really, really good people. But that's what happens. And so the nervous system term is displaced activation. Your brain is trying to regulate by pushing the load somewhere else. We do this automatically when we're overstimulated. So just the sheer fact of us talking about it, me talking about it, you listening and getting understanding about it is helpful so that you can make different choices. So either making different choices in not choosing to pass things over before the holiday and also giving grace to one another. Lots, heaps of grace, boatloads of grace, more grace than eggnog, more grace than glitter. Oh, that's a good one. More grace than glitter. Make that a hashtag, will you? Turn that into some kind of social media post for me. Tag me. And the Bible talks about this too. And everything about it is about, the Bible is about unity. It's about good relationships and considering others first. Let each of you look not only to your own interests, but to the interests of others. Philippians 2:4 for those playing along at home. And God's rhythm isn't meant to be frantic. His leadership style is not panic, last minute panic. So we need to revisit these rhythms because they're literally how our nervous system is designed. And so what's happening now is before you withdraw to the quiet place called the holidays, which rarely is very quiet for most people, we just like panic mode to get everything done. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. So let's inventory real quick. December. It may not be on your plate, but the collective of business right now is looking at final year end deliverables, reviews, kids' schedules, travel, emotional load of all of the things that are happening in your head and your heart about family, the triggers that creates, financial pressures with the holiday, changes in weather. You're not sure about travel. You're not sure about blah. We are in both emotional stir up, uncertainty stir up, financial stir up, and business expectations stirred up. That's a whole lot of stirring up. And that comes to work every single day. So the worst thing that you can do is to dump everything out of your head onto a list and then dump it out to your team. Sending lots of emails, requests, tasks, quick questions. Please don't do that. And gentlemen, please don't do that. If we all look back to our childhood memories, all of us, the majority, I'm going to guess 99% of us, would look to a female in our life that was really behind Christmas magic. So let's remember that. Please, just humanity works better when we just acknowledge the truth. Okay? Okay. Let's not shame moms because they're stressed out and tired. Let's just not. More grace than glitter. More grace than glitter. I know I have to say this every year because last year, I know we're not supposed to live in the past. The Lord calls us to look into the future, but I know that last year when I posted a little post, not even a full episode, a post on LinkedIn about this, I had a couple guys that were just not nice, saying things like, basically summarized, the ladies can't hack it. Okay, I can't even go there. Can't. I'm going to be love and light of the world today. But I'm just saying, let's more grace. So do some inventory of what's really urgent and what's important. I spent almost 20 years of my life with the Franklin Covey organization, some beautiful, beautiful career moments. And Dr. Covey taught us about the difference between urgency and importance in the time matrix quadrant. And so let's look at what's really urgent and what's really important and be very discerning. Let's do the space between stimulus and response, which is biblically wisdom and discernment. Let's just pause and ask, does this need to be done, communicated about, acted on, thought about in any way for 2025? Or is January perfectly fine? Because in a large percentage of the cases, I think January is perfectly fine. So make a January list. Instead of sending everything you can think of, create a page of January priorities. And then as things pop in your head, decide which can go on that list. You can also set your email, whether it's Outlook or Gmail or whatever you use, to write the email now, but not deliver until after everybody's back from the holiday, January 6th, whatever day that is for y'all. So your future self team will completely thank you for that. You can even send emails to yourself about things that you're thinking about. Just it comes to mind, oh, I don't want to forget that. Great. Put it in an email and have it set not to deliver until January 6th. I'm telling you, I've done these things. They're helpful. I'm not just making it up. These are helpful. Declare your end of year hours now. Let people know now, everybody, here's the last day. And then turn off non-essential notifications, use your autoresponders, use all your tools. Don't wait until the last Friday before and then send urgent things because you hadn't thought about it. I love you enough to tell you the truth. Like, sit down now and make these lists and decide so that you're not accidentally dumping on people. Now, get with your team. And even if you're not the leader of the team, you can introduce this conversation into the next team meeting. Ask your team, what can we collectively decide to pause until January? So then everybody's like, oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad. Just collectively decide what you can pause. Just think about how beautiful that could be. And some of the things that you can pause, or even things maybe that you've done on a regular basis throughout the year, but probably need a December pause. Maybe some newsletter communication, maybe some meetings, whatever you can pause between now and January, pause it. And lead with softness, lead with grace. Remember that people are overactivated. Lead with clarity, but lead with grace and softness. So again, everybody's caring a lot, and this is the time to show humanity for each other and especially for moms. You could even, if you really want to be a rock star hero, go to the moms on your team and say, hey, what middle of the week day next week do you want to take off an hour early so that you can go get some of your errands run and not have to do them on the weekend of the holiday, which is just insanity at all of the retail establishments? Do that instead of a plant or a box of candy. Give them an hour of time instead of a gift, because that gift will go so far. Trust me, I know this. This is how you lead in the age of humanity. And if you immediately thought to yourself, well, is that really fair? Is life fair? I mean, is it? Okay, so let's just collectively decide if we're going to acknowledge that life isn't always fair, to use it in our favor in terms of humanity. And I gotta believe if you've got a great team, the guys would be supporting you in this. And if you don't, maybe that's a good litmus test. I should probably move on before I get cranky about it. I have so much PTSD from having young kids as a working mom, trying to make magic, trying to hit sales goals, trying to have some ounce of love and goodness in it for me in the mix. It's rough, y'all. It's rough. So here are some reflection questions. Where am I unintentionally playing hot potato? Let's just check in. Number 2, what task am I trying to finish to relieve my own discomfort instead of supporting the team? Which is basically a deeper dive from question number 1. Number 3, whose December could I make lighter, not heavier right now? Number 4, what is actually urgent and what is just my nervous system asking for relief? Number 5, how does Jesus's leadership style call me to behave differently during the year end? So some actions that you can take, because I know y'all love some actions, some checklists. Choose 3 things to move to January. If you don't have the time to actually look at the whole list and that just feels overwhelming like another task, just pick 3 things right now, this week, move them to January. Number 2, schedule any non-urgent emails for January 6th or whatever date makes sense for you. And turn off at least one communication channel, whether it's Slack or email or Teams or something, for 48 hours. And just get some things done. And declare the rhythm that you want for your rest days. Name the days and times that you're unavailable. Honor them. This is the time. Honor them. All right. Making someone's life a little lighter this holiday season could be the greatest gift that you could give. So it might just be a delay of a project deadline or a kind word of affirmation before they take a few days off. Just a little humanity goes a long, long way. All right, y'all. That's it for today. 'Tis the season. Make it a great day.
I'm not coming down. I never left it on the ground. I'm not coming down.
Thanks for being here. You can follow us on Instagram, Business is Human, or TikTok, Rebecca Fleetwood Hession. It's a great way to share some of the clips with your colleagues and friends. All right. Make it a great day. Love you, mean it.